What's up guys, Schroeder here with another video, and guys, in this video I'm going to be going over the things that you need to be looking out for when you're buying a phone. And this is kind of like a checklist on things that you need to check when you are buying an iPhone specifically, okay? So I'll be doing another video later on over Androids and what to check there, but this one specifically over iPhones. And I wanted to make this video because a lot of people are asking me for kind of like, a checklist when it comes to things to check on the phone itself when they're buying it. So I figured I'd go ahead and make a video about it. So let's jump into it and talk about it. So my wife made this beautiful photo, or this drawing, of an iPhone. And so let's go over the things that we need to check when we are buying the phone, okay? So things to check. I'm gonna move over here so you guys can see this a little bit better. So very first thing we want to check is obviously the screen, okay? The screen should always be the first thing that we check, simply because, it's a screen, right? We need to check it. We need to see if there's cracks. We need to see if there's damage. We need to see those things, right? The next thing we want to check is the back glass. Well, screen and LCD kind of go together, but screen and LCD, pretty much kind of the same thing, right? Little bit of a price difference between when the screen is cracked and the LCD is cracked. Okay, the LCD, if you don't know what that is, that's basically the TV part of the phone, okay, where you can touch it and things like that. The back glass is obviously the back glass of the phone, kind of like this one right here. This one's obviously cracked and damaged all over the place, right? And this front screen is okay though, right? The next thing, and guys, I can't stress this one enough, Face ID. You need to be checking Face ID. If you're not, I bought a phone today, right? Where's my backpack? My backpack's in the car. I left it in the car. But I bought an iPhone X today. The Face ID didn't work. I had to knock off money because of it, but I sat there and I showed the person, like, hey, the Face ID is not working. I can't give you the original price we agreed on because this isn't working. Face ID typically knocks off quite a bit whenever it doesn't work. Okay, so make sure you're checking that because you can lose a lot of money if you don't. Okay, the next thing is the volume and the power buttons. Okay, make sure you are checking these. These are some things that people forget about, and sometimes, guys, the volume buttons and even the power button can be like shoved into the side of the phone, and that makes a problem simply because it's damaged, right? It's not in actual good condition, and you can lose money because if you don't check that. I've lost money because I didn't check that before, where I bought a used phone, then I had to sell it for parts because that part was all damaged. It was all messed up, right? The next part here, guys, is actually I'm going to go to the mute switch. Make sure you are checking the mute switch. Make sure you are checking the mute switch. If you're not checking the mute switch, you're going to lose money, okay? That's just what it is, okay? Speakers. So the way that I check the speakers is I actually go into the settings and I go to, I believe it's sounds and haptics. I believe that's what it is. I don't know, I just kind of do it now. But I will turn it on and I'll make the phone ring, right? I'll turn it all the way up, make sure if it sounds a little weird, I obviously note that, right? So yeah, make sure you're checking that. Speakers, battery health percentage, check this, okay? Because the battery health percentage, a lot of the times on used phones is below 100%. A lot of times it's actually below 90%. So make sure you're checking that, okay? Next, charging port. Make sure you're checking the charging port. I cannot stress this enough. Bring a charger with you. Bring a portable charger, a portable battery with a charger. Bring it with you, okay? Or just plug it into the wall wherever you're meeting, okay? But check the charging port. That's like $100 off if it's broken, right? So the very last thing is IMEI. So make sure you're checking the IMEI whenever you're buying a phone. You obviously don't want to buy lost or stolen devices. So make sure you're checking the IMEI on either SickW, IMEI Check, or checkimei.com, okay? So make sure you're checking those places. And this is a pretty comprehensive list, so I can't really think of anything else. These are typically just the things that I check over, and I do it really quickly. It takes me less than a minute usually to check everything other than the Imei. But if you guys think of anything else, you can drop it below just for the rest of the users so they can go below and see. But these are the things that I usually check for, and usually if all of these things are good, that means the phone is good most of the time, okay? Oh, and also, just to add this in, make sure you're resetting the phone. Make sure you're resetting the phone and logging out of the iCloud account whenever you're buying an iPhone. Okay, that's probably the last thing that should be on this list, but these are just, things to check for damage and stuff like that. So, but that's probably the last thing. Make sure you're checking the iCloud account, making sure it's signed out, and going from there. So other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informational, and I hope it helps you buy more phones and electronics. And if you're looking for help, you can always check the links below. I have my $7 a month program for complete beginners. If that's where you're at, I definitely recommend checking it out. If you are a little bit more advanced and you want some help with all of this, you can always apply to work directly with me inside of my mastermind, and I'll help you grow and scale. It's what I do. So anyway, guys, flip some phones, make some money, and I'll talk to you guys later.